Hello and thanks for joining us today. I'm sure you are familiar with the phrase, bringing home the bacon. What about breadwinner, man of the house, provider? Well, all these are usually associated with a family man, the husband and father whose responsibility it is to feed and clothe the family. But what happens when the man cannot bear this burden and the wife becomes the breadwinner? We'll find out in just a moment. The stories are real. The people are amazing. Stay with us. The Edak show is just beginning.
Travel in style and comfort with Anyekanabasi Transport Company. Are you traveling for studies, business, tourism, pleasure or leisure? Anyekanabasi Transport Company will take you there. From Lagos to Abuja, Calabar, Eket, Oron, Ikotabasi, Ikotekpene, Port Harcourt, Umuahia and Uyo, Anyekanabasi Transport Company will surely take you there in safety without hassles. Our fares are pocket friendly and our team of staff is second to none. Visit Anyekanabasi Transport Company today at 54 Funsho Williams Road by Empire Bus Stop opposite BRT Station, Surulere, Lagos. Telephone 0817-272-6977, 0817-272-6978. Anyekanabasi Transport Company. Friendship without equal.
Today we have two wonderful guests in the studio. Lara Kudai C. Emeralds is a presenter, publicist, marketer, and a conference speaker. She is the CEO of a marketing and media agency. Ada Obaje is a banker. She also has a lot of experience in human capital management, brand development, public relations, and brand strategy. Lara and Ada, welcome to our program.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Today we want to take on this topic, spouses without jobs, or let me say employment, because some are actually working. How far can you support a spouse without a job? Ada, let's start with you.
All right. A spouse without a job, or a spouse who's not gainfully employed.
Is not gainfully employed, yes.
I'll take it from the standpoint of my Christian faith. The marriage vow says for richer, for poorer.
Okay.
So it is expected, and the ring, the band you're wearing has no boundaries. It goes all the way, it's a continuous thing. And so to that extent, you're expected to support your spouse all the way. Because this spouse who doesn't have a job could be you. And so if you lose your job, would you like to be jettisoned?
I'm a woman. My husband is supposed to take care of me.
I agree, but then you can also put yourself in the other person's shoes, in your husband's shoes. Mm-hmm. You know, what if the pendulum swings and it is you? So for me, a spouse, a wife in particular, should support her husband all the way, as far as you can, to the end.
What's your view? Can you live with it? Is this something you can live with?
Oh yes, I can. We're married, so it's definitely different from when you're dating. But the thing is, I'd like to find out, why doesn't he have a job? Why? What is the reason? And then what is he doing at that particular time? It's not about having a job, but it's about the reaction or the attitude of the man when there is no job. There are so many intricacies, surrounding these things. It's not just because my husband does not have a job and then I'm his wife, I need to support him. Yes, I will support him, but how also is he reacting? How is he responding to this situation? He doesn't have a job. Is it that he needs to take a course, so he needs to get a job? Is it that he needs to switch careers? Or is it that he's just sitting at home, lazing about and expecting me to foot his bill and take care of our babies? You get, so it's a lot deeper than just, as a wife, support your husband because he doesn't have a job and then you go to sleep. It's much more deeper than that.
If you get your husband a job, like as she has said, depends on the situation, you find him an employment. He cannot hold it. 2 months is out. 6 months is out. What would you do? Would you still continue to support him?
Yes, I will. But I will find out the reason why consistently he's losing his jobs. There must be a reason. This person is a normal human being and he's sane for all intents and purposes, but somewhere it does appear he doesn't seem to be able to hold the jobs. First, I will find out from him what his reasons are, what the issues are. And if it is possible, I can go beyond him to find out in my own way, maybe from any of the previous employers or from a colleague, so that I can balance whatever it is he says to me. There are often times that you find people, especially in my own industry, financial services industry, a lot of people find themselves in a bank because that appears to be the place where you can get the best pay. But many people, after a while, do not find some fulfillment. And so you find out that you go from bank one to, from one financial institution to another, and after some time it just dawns on you that you do need a career switch. And then you see people now beginning to divert into different things. And within a short while, you see them blossom. And so you have a lot of people, interesting people in our world today who said, I started my career in the banking industry. It could be somebody who worked in the bank for so many years. All of a sudden is a top flight designer, and then somebody is selling plastics and doing very well, and somebody is into catering. Yeah, so I need to find out. It could be some kind of deep-seated resentment.
What if a man just wants to latch on your wealth because somehow you are doing well? Maybe as a banker, you have the money, and he doesn't have the need to work. What would you do?
That's so funny. It's not going to happen. I'm telling you, because that means he's no longer a man. You understand? Because even in the Bible, a man should provide for his family. So why would a man latch on it? From the word go, it's not even going to happen, because it shows that this man is not ready to take up responsibilities. He's not ready to be a man, provide direction for me, for the children. So it's not even going to happen. It's not going to happen.
But at this stage, you have children together. You've been together. Because I know some women that have been together. The woman is doing very well. And the man wasn't doing badly when they started. In fact, he was a doctor. But the woman has a business, so the business grew. She was practically doing everything. She comes home, she won't put food on the table, she's practically holding it up for him to eat from it. Everything. The man got lazy. So, what would you do if you were in such a situation?
I would ask myself fundamental questions. And a lot of career women, a lot of women who seem to have deep pockets have these same issues. I'll ask myself serious questions. For instance, from the Bible, you go back to your foundation. The Bible says if the foundation is destroyed, what will you be able to do? Ab initio, this is a man who was doing well. And then over time, God smiles on somebody, maybe the woman, you rose faster in your business, in your place of work. And then unknowingly, you began to assume a bigger role, a more dominant role. And so you don't bother asking for feeding allowance. You just buy the tickets, everybody's traveling, the children's fee, school, you take your decision. Yeah. You're coming back from work, you stop over and load your car with all sorts of groceries. And so when you begin to ask yourself some of these deep questions, you may find out that you actually have contributed to your husband's laid-back attitude. So I will go back and ask myself, because if this was the man I dated, I wouldn't have married him. So apparently, somewhere, somehow, we seem to have missed it somewhere. So I will ask myself deep questions. I will retrace my steps and then probably have a deep conversation with him and then find out what can be done, because it is not sustainable. And I just want to say it here. No man is happy to latch onto his wife. I may be wrong, but
I think you are. I think you are.
I don't know.
There are some men
how many men over time
thrive in that.
Okay.
There are some men that they try.
But I don't know how many men are happy to just sit back to become the house husband.
So many. Have you heard about the cougar wives and the other way around?
We know about breadwinning wives and devil's husbands. There are lots of them.
Yeah.
But the question you want to ask yourself is, how did we get here?
Let's take a break. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
Travel in style and comfort with Anyekanabasi Transport Company. Are you traveling for studies, business, tourism, pleasure or leisure? Anyekanabasi Transport Company will take you there. From Lagos to Abuja, Calabar, Eket, Oron, Ikotabasi, Ikotekbene, Port Harcourt, Umuahia, and Uyo, and Niekanabasi Transport Company will surely take you there in safety without hassles. Our fares are pocket friendly and our team of staff is second to none. Visit Aniekanabasi Transport Company today at 54 Funshaw Williams Road by Empire Bus Stop opposite BRT Station, Surulere, Lagos. Telephone 0817-272-6977, 0817-272-6978. Aniekanabasi Transport Company. Friendship without equal.
Welcome back. If you're just joining us, we are discussing spouses who do not work, especially men. How far would you go to support them? Ada, I think you want to take up this one. Is it okay for a woman to hand over her salary, the entire package, to the man that is not working, to her husband that is not, to the husband that is not working? Everything. Just, Oga, she'll kneel down with one knee on the floor and say, Oga, feel.
All right. Well, there's nothing wrong in handing your salary over to your husband. There isn't anything wrong. Oh, yes.
Okay.
You hand your salary over to him. I mean,
And
it's
he
a
decides
measure
everything.
of truth. He might not necessarily decide everything. You know, you find that oftentimes maybe in the past it was the common pause or something. You know, so your salary, I've been paid.
Come on, pause. Like, okay, let's.
No, I'm just talking about that. I'm saying I'm trying to paint a scenario.
Yeah.
The chances are that you may have had a common pause in the past.
Okay,
you know, we're
before he
talking
lost
about
his job.
exactly.
Yeah, before he lost his job.
Do you understand?
Sorry.
Yes, please.
What common pause are you talking about?
I think a joint account.
Okay, because I don't know how many men will carry all their salary money and keep and say, Madam,
Woman,
do as you like, woman. No, yeah.
That's what we're talking about, fundamental issues here. You know, because say ab initio, our understanding is the woman's money is our money, the man's money is our
It's
money.
our money, yeah.
Exactly. And then you find that typically what happens is you give Oga all your salary because you're going to make a demand that is far more than, especially when he earns more than you do. I mean, I'm just talking about, typically you hand him the salary and then you make as much demands as you want. He may not even necessarily have to be the one. For instance, in our own case, in a couple of cases, when you just show him, look, oh, we've been paid or your payslip or something, he might just say, oh, that's okay.
The man doesn't have a job in this scenario.
He still does not stop you. If that's the habit, yes, it doesn't stop you.
So will you give him money to go and drink beer with him?
I will not, because that's, you know, like she mentioned, we're talking about a practical solution and not an emotional matter here.
Yeah. Okay.
So if it has to be with frivolities and something that will not steer him to where he ought to be, I will not support
So
that.
how do you do it if you hand over your salary to him? You don't know what he does with it. He dispenses it. He can go and shack with his friends. He can go and
No. That's even a responsibility on the part of the
Exactly.
woman. Because you're working hard 30 days a pay, and then you come home and give it to somebody who he's not even the one suffering for the money, and then he just dispenses as you are irresponsible.
because I know
as
that
a wife,
if I work,
you are very irresponsible.
If I earn 10 kobo, I know how I value it compared to the one that I'm being given by my husband. I like, okay, bye.
Yeah, but just to balance it, like she said, actually, there is no big deal if you hand over your salary to your husband.
Really?
But the thing is, you need to know the husband. Is he a correct husband? Before you hand
If
your
correct husband, will he be staying at home and you are going to work?
Exactly, you understand? That's where you start from. But you know, a correct husband, a correct husband can lose his job temporarily. It's possible.
Yeah.
Anything can happen. You know, there are
So for how long?
happenstances,
For
you
how
know.
long can you do
There's
that?
really not a particular time.
1
to it.
year, 2 years, 5 years?
No, 1 year, 2 years is too long. But 1 year, and then within that 1 year, he must have something practical that he's doing. It may be that, okay, maybe he wants to switch career, something happened, and then he's taking a course, you know, or things like that. It's not just for somebody to sleep at home and then go drink beer. No, it's not even going to happen. You know, that's irresponsibility.
Okay, let's see.
And then you're also talking about somebody, if it's somebody who is financially savvy, put it that way, there's nothing wrong. Even when you do hand the salary, if that's been a practice or that's your own understanding or your background or that's the way you've always been comfortable doing it, you also need to monitor. It's not that you just leave for him to dispense.
Exactly.
There's nothing wrong. Even if where he is making the money, there is also nothing wrong in asking your husband, You know, if all of a sudden maybe he begins, maybe in between, he says, look, I'm broke. You have a right as well to say,
you know how much is
boy,
earning,
what
so
you take your money do?
Exactly.
Do you understand? And I might just okay, I had maybe, you know, men take their decisions.
Yeah.
Sometimes they may have needed to maybe lend money to support a relative or something I didn't mention to you. Do you understand? You have a right to ask. He could also be involved in some business that is not really profitable that he didn't bring to your knowledge.
And then he's not telling you.
And then he's not telling you.
No, that's not nice. I would prefer that he tells me.
No, that's what I'm saying.
So that
some of these questions will help. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
There is nothing wrong in handling
But some men
salary.
actually feel bad that they are not working. Some men that are not married
Yes.
feel bad in their situation. They kind of envy the woman that goes out to bring the bacon.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Attitude is everything, right?
Like I said, I've seen a woman that practically holds the food for the husband to eat out of, and yet the man wasn't happy because he wasn't bringing something home.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's the point. That's the point we're trying to make here.
Yeah.
Like I said, we're talking about a practical solution, not an emotional response. Most men I know are not happy being out of work. I don't know which man will be happy the wife is waving goodbye in the morning and then he's staying back, okay, remember to do baby's food and all that. He will not be happy. Like we said, he feels emasculated. So when you are kneeling down to give him that food, you know, you've been at work, you've had an exciting time, you're sharing with him lots of wonderful things, you're going for a training and all that. What he needs is how to get him out of the hole. And that you need to address, not your knees on the ground or the plate of food.
So if you do it and he is not picking himself, because I know that you can take a horse to the stream to bed.
Actually, a man can even enter depression because of that. And you know, when someone enters depression, a lot of reaction begins to happen. You know, in fact, that's why sometimes a man can turn out to start beating the wife or start hating the wife. You know, there are some of these things that are really, they are really deep somewhere. You know, we need to check these things, and that's where the case of help comes in. You know,
case of help? What?
Yes. There are now counselors. You know, there are emotional management specialists that deals with things like this. If you know something is going wrong with your husband or your wife and you think it's not normal, it's time that you seek help if you know you cannot handle it.
But do you agree with me that some women can really turn to a mother? Instead of being a wife, they're now becoming...
That's the mistake. That's what we're saying. That's wrong. That's the mistake.
So at what point do you come in, step in and say this is tough love? You apply tough love. You do not emasculate the man.
When you see that the man, 6 months, the man is not doing anything meaningful.
There's no direct.
There's no direction. You know, there's a difference that, you know, I'm talking to this person, I'm having meetings with these people, they asked me to come back. Okay, they said I should bring a proposal. You know, 6 months, there is no direction. And then you're still giving him food, you're loving him, you're servicing him morning, afternoon, night, you know. That's enabling. You understand? You are enabling somebody who is doing wrong. That is where the problem starts with you. That is when tough love can come. That is when you can say, hey, babe, there's no money for breakfast today. I don't know.
And you get one slap. What do you do with your salary? And this woman, this is my health. Anyway,
that kind of man needs to be reported to Women Affairs. I'm telling you.
Please let's say your final word on this.
So my final word on this is this: there is no smoke without fire. From the moment that happens, your responsibility as a helpmate kicks in. And so how you respond to that situation, and like I keep saying, we're looking for a practical solution, not an emotional one here. Because oftentimes women say, look, don't bother, how much are they paying you, by the way? I haven't even told you. I got a raise. After all, there's a car. I'll fund the car. We can, in fact, I think you should take a vacation, go rest in the US for a while. And do you understand? And so you begin to give the man that impression like there really isn't any reason to bother. I can handle it. Do you understand? What if you have a deep conversation and say, what next? And then from that day, you begin to plan. Plan B, plan A, plan C.
Okay.
If this doesn't work out, what happens and all that. And so you watch the progression. And then you closely monitor and you continue to encourage and ensure that he does not lose track. Because the truth of the matter is, if you have ever lost a job, you need a lot of probing, you need a lot of encouragement. Because deep within you keep thinking, I'm not good enough. That's why I was sent away. So it's very, yes, it is. Whenever you lose a job, especially when the decision is from your employers, your self-esteem.
Okay, let's see.
Okay, I'd like to say, you know, it is not the responsibility of a woman to provide. You understand? There is something, if not properly managed, something usually happens in the woman.
Exactly.
When you switch roles, it can just that she becomes edgy unnecessarily, and then they're saying she's proud. You understand? Because she's she's never designed from creation.
Not wired for that.
You understand? For that, so something will definitely be wrong. So I'd like to tell the woman, you know, you need to see it as a problem. You know, if your husband loses his job, there's a problem. What is the solution? What is our 3-month solution? What is our 6-month solution? What is our 1-year solution? Okay, so now we're not even doing salary job anymore. We want to do self-employed. Now, I want to do entrepreneuring. Okay, can I fund this thing? Do we, you know, you need to think globally. You need to think about solutions, not about fighting at home, not about trying to emasculate him and then giving him some tough love, like you said, you know, suggested.
At
the point, you understand? At the point, yeah. So I think we need to look for the solution. And you know, there are different solutions for different stages.
Oh yes.
That's what we need. So don't go and use 1-year solution for a 3-month problem. That's going to scatter everything. Yeah, so that's that. I think it's just that sensitivity that's really required in that situation.
Well, you've said it all, Ada. Thank you for coming, and Lara, thank you so much. I think this is quite exciting.
Yeah.
I would like to do it another time.
No problem.
Thank you so much. Let's take a break. We'll be right back with medicine from the kitchen.
The question for today is there genuine love, and how can one find it? First, let me assure you that there is genuine love. And this question is prompted because there's different kinds of love. There's what we call eros, which is actually lust. That leads to eroticism. There's philos, which comes from compassion. They have philanthropy. But the real love we talk about starts from the Almighty. That's what the Greeks call agape love. That one which thinks of what is best for the other. On earth, amongst people, yes, there's genuine love. And the science for it is this science I will give you that will tell you how you can find it. Where you find that the attraction is not only physical, it is not intellectual, it is not born out of calculation, of material or any other advantage. If it is spontaneous, it is genuine, you will know when you see him or her who is to be your life partner. When you see that person, you will know something will strike within you. You will be drawn irresistibly to that person. And watch, where there's love, the other party will always look for what is best for the other, not necessarily what he likes. The person will try to be worthy of the love of the one he or she loves. With that comes humility. The person will be prepared to even serve him or her with all that he or she has. We are talking of love as if we are speaking of only a person. You can have a love for a cause. You can love your country. You can love a mission. But I know that in many cases, when you talk of love, you are thinking of relationships. Yes, there's genuine love. And you can find it by listening to your inner voice, your intuition. Be quiet. Let it come from within. The prompting will show you that that is her or that is him. Don't be intellectual, and you will find genuine love.
Welcome to Medicine from Your Kitchen. Today we'll look at a very important and yet commonly ignored issue of lactose intolerance. Lactose intolerance simply means the inability to digest dairy products like milk and cheese properly. So many people take milk products and end up with symptoms like discomfort in the stomach, they gas every now and then, anyhow they turn their body, they'll gas. A sudden unexplainable running stomach, and painful stomach cramps. They don't even know they are lactose intolerant. If you notice symptoms like this each time you take milk, ice cream, cheese, and other dairy products, then you are lactose intolerant and you should avoid them. If you or someone you know is experiencing such symptoms, then you could quickly relieve the symptoms by using ginger. You can either chew it directly or you can add dry ginger powder to boiling water and drink it when it cools a little. That's it on Medicine from Your Kitchen today. Thank you for watching. When needs arise, needs which have to be met urgently, they do not care if you are male, female, husband or wife. So when the time comes to bear the role of another for the greater good, what would you do? Thank you so much for watching the show, and remember, we'll be here again same time next week with another captivating episode. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter, like our Facebook page, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And don't miss a chance to participate in our weekly quiz and stand a chance to win lovely prizes on www.edakwillie.com. Goodbye.